All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome back. We got another one for you today. We're going to go over some of the channel favorite cryptos we usually discuss. And we're going to start this week off trying to cover as much as possible. So, we're going to get right into it right now. As you can see, the market cap is sitting at just under a trillion. It's been in this range for some time. It's really not a good range, I would prefer it to be over a trillion, but we're at those levels, even though realistically the price action on Bitcoin, which now is sitting at 16,415.51 cents, you can see that these are like pre-pandemic levels. You know what I'm saying? Like right around that time when Bitcoin had that major crash and it started to slowly move up before the really parabolic rise. These were the levels. It was 15,000, anywhere between 10 to 15,000. So just the market conditions now, I expect Bitcoin to probably fall down a little bit more and just, kind of go sideways for a little bit before that major turnaround. But the crypto that I wanted to discuss and shed some light on was Freedom Coin. Now, we haven't talked about this crypto in a long time. This is like one of the early cryptos we used to talk about. But, currently with the market being down and all cryptos being down from Bitcoin to, you name it, your best crypto is probably lost 70 75% of its value by now. And it could possibly lose more than that. But we're going to discuss some developments on this crypto because it's quite interesting. So, right now, the market cap for Freedom Coin is a little bit over $2 million. The 24-hour volume is sitting at 478. This is about where it's normally been, even with the crashes that's been happening. But what caught my attention, and I'm going to get right to it, we're going to go to their social media handle. And this is like a big deal. This is really going to be a big deal for this crypto. Why? Because one, it's getting a parent, a USD parent. So um just being able to have this parent can possibly add a lot of volume to it. So this Freedom USD listing spot trading pair in the innovation zone December 1st. So this is supposed to be rolled out December 1st on MEXC Global. So that's going to be something nice to be able to take advantage of when this market turns around, to be able to have spot trading at another exchange is going to be big. So that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. So because of this, you can see it's been a little small pump, not nothing too serious, because it's still one, two, three, four, five, six zeros after the decimal, by the way. And 19% rise today. Overall, I believe it's up like 44% in the last 7 days. So it's just a small little bump. But it's just some interesting news that has come out for this token. And we can see just on the analytics that 47,000 holders on the Ethereum blockchain, and they have more, which I believe BNB is their biggest, which is a half a million, over a half a million holders on the BNB blockchain. So on Binance. So these things right now with this bear market, it really is like, no new, it's like no news, even though this is like a big deal. A new exchange added for this coin. It's a big deal. But overall, you can see they're working. They're adding exchanges. They don't have any big exchanges at the moment that I can see. Um, yeah, no big exchanges yet, but they're working. They're working the smaller exchanges. They're making those partnerships, and eventually, once the market turn around, they'll, possibly be added to a bigger exchange. Your Binances, your KuCoins of the world, Krakens, things of that nature. They can get added on, and that would bring hit BTC. That would bring much more liquidity to this project. But overall, I still think this is a one of them gems that you can pick up for little to nothing and just hold a good bag of it, and turn some good profits when the market turns around. Now, when is this supposed to happen? When is the market going to turn around is the big question. Really, no one knows that. However, I believe, in my opinion, we're nearing the bottom of these markets. So, it's still a nice accumulation range for these cryptos at the moment. But like I said, you know, you just never know. You just never know. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep pushing along to some other cryptos. And this crypto we're going to talk about, Dent. Dent is one of the channel favorites. And currently, Dent is on the second page of CoinMarketCap list and at 263, three zeros after the decimal, 6861, up 2.49% at the moment. Um, so it's some news that came out with Dent, I do believe. Like, I think it's some news that came out with Dent. They had a what was that? Well, first of all, they did sponsor some event in the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. So, they had some Dent advertisements up there and whatnot. Um, and also they did update the app, right? So the latest version, which is 4.31, includes network location feature. Dent users can select the country that they want to be connected through, meaning geo blocking limitations are gone. So, if you participate with, using their mobile data, I'm assuming this is a big deal because maybe there was some restrictions involved. So, for me, I would like to see Dent, just a whole makeover. I would like to see that. I think that it's long overdue. As far as the app goes, like I said, I know people use the app for mobile data, and I know they got the wireless mobile data thing going on. But if you're going to utilize the Dent token, you should, if you got a wallet, you should allow the wallet to custody the Dent holders their tokens. Now, not just custody of Dent while you're using their wireless capabilities, but also being able to deposit, withdraw Dent, you know, that's a really, really important step to securing the so for providing security to holders, you know, like if they're gonna send any Dent and not use it for wireless top ups or to make international phone calls, then you should allow them to also, you know, you can resell it. You can resell the data that you use or don't use for Dent, but you should be able to also remove that Dent out of the wallet if necessary, if you wanted to. So I think that is a big thing that they need to really consider doing. However, one thing that's really interesting as well is, you know, the growth in holders. There are 80,000 holders. This year alone, they added thousands of new holders. And, you know, when we first started covering this crypto, they were at, I want to say, maybe 50 or 60,000 holders. So to add 20,000 holders, that's not really impressive as far as how long it took. I mean, within a year's time to add 20 compared to, like, say, different crypto projects that have, you know, millions or even hundreds of thousands of holders. But just that slow organic growth that's taking place with Dent is assuring, you know, it's very, very assuring to holders that they're not going nowhere and they're growing. So if you add all of that together, I believe Dent is still one of the best um cryptos out there right now, because and this price is not reflective of just how good this crypto is, because they do have utility, they have a use case, they have their own ecosystem that's actually working. You can go check some of my other videos. I put one up there where an individual did a review who actually used it compared to other wireless mobile data eSIM type of projects, and they reviewed them fairly high compared to those other projects. And this is a crypto project, so it's really, really good that that is something. And if you can look here, you see that Binance, they already got KuCoin, Kraken, and you know, take away the debacle of FTX, they were listed here once upon a time as well. And, you know, so they have all the big players in the crypto space exchange wise. So, you know, this is just a crypto that's really good. I like it. I've been talking about this crypto for a couple of years now. It's, as you know, this is, if you go back in, let's just take a look real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I just want to make a case for it that if you go back, you can go back as far as 2017 with this crypto. So it's got a nice longevity run inside the crypto space. And, you know, keep an eye on it, add it to a watch list. This is a good one. Do I think the price is gonna drop on it? Yeah, I do. I do think the price is gonna go down somewhat. I don't know how far, because um you know, I feel that overall the markets are at coming close to a bottom, but you can see here it still has an ROI of 9.32%. So until this turns red, I don't believe Dent has bottomed out. I believe it still has room to go down more. And one of the landing spots that I'm looking for is 0.0001. So I feel as though when it gets close to that area, oh, that's going to be a good area. And if it goes past it, that's even better. But, you know, so there you go with Dent. And we're going to move on to another crypto I like to talk about on this channel, and that's KinCoin. So KinCoin has a market cap of about 19 million and a half. Currently, the volume super low, going down. 270,000. The price action is sitting 0.00000959. Today it's up 1.46%. Now, Ken, they've updated their website. They've added, all kinds of features. They have also NFTs, they have staking available, they have anything that your meme coin slash NFT project, metaverse type project has, this crypto has as well. They forked off the Ethereum blockchain to the Solana. Was that a good idea with Solana being so heavily scrutinized and tied to FTX? We don't know. We don't know how that's going to play out. Some people believe Solana will go down. Personally, I don't see why it would. Other than price action being destroyed, I don't think it'll just disappear like that. I think they do have a lot of apps built on their blockchain. A lot of people using those apps. A lot of development is on their blockchain as well. And they got a lot of things coming up. That is Solana. But they're closely tied into Kin because Kin is one of the highest, I guess, maybe transactions or holders that's built on the Solana blockchain. So whatever exposure Solana will go through as far as being negative, I think Kin is going to be exposed to that as well. And it flips the other way. So if Solana gets some good news and good things are going on, Kin is going to heavily benefit from that as well. Let's go over to their Twitter handle real quick and just check out some new news. It's a couple of things that they got going on. They had some forums and things of that nature. As you know, they changed their logo to this. I've covered that. Like I said, they're one of the top Solana tokens by holders. They got over 8 million, which is crazy. What did I see? I did see something. Can't quite remember where I seen it at, but there is a video where it's a complete breakdown, and I'm gonna try to find that for you and maybe put a little bit in this video. Just basically.
So what the KIN community does is they offer the technical means to build consumer-focused apps. To overcome the complexity of building crypto apps, the community builds what are called plug-and-play SDK tools. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you are an Android developer, what you can do is integrate an Android SDK in your app, or if you're a Unity developer, and what that does is it strips out all the complexity with developing with blockchain. They build apps in a way that they're familiar with. But importantly is this: if you think about building a consumer app at scale with millions of users, what's important? Creating the wallets for the users. They offer open source tools called Kinetic, which is very important in what's fueling the growth of KIN in reaching those 7 million wallets. What it does, for instance, for a developer is it will create all the private keys, all the wallets for their user base, and the private keys for each user are stored on the device that they access to, inaccessible to the developer, so they're non-custodial, if you're familiar with that term. Consumer onboarding as well. If you think that if you're trying to build a consumer-focused crypto experience, you want something that's exciting, it doesn't make sense to bring a user into the app and say, well, you need to go buy sol fees, you need to understand this, you need to understand that if you want to use KIN, you actually need this other token first. So what Kinetic does is it allows developers to subsidize those fees in the background. The users can focus on having an engaging cryptocurrency experience with KIN, and the fees and the complicated parts of blockchain are handled in the background, so the consumer experience is paramount. I have a comment here about data infrastructure. If you're sitting there, you might be wondering, how do I know how many people spent KIN in each app? How do I know that? Uniquely with KIN is when each platform joins KIN, they are assigned a unique identifier, and you might know in a blockchain transaction, it usually has a memo field. And what happens is, as they do a transaction with one of these SDK tools, it stamps all the transactions with their unique identifier. And then behind the scenes, we run very sophisticated data infrastructure that's constantly watching the blockchain. And you may imagine with almost 2 million active users and more than 50 apps, there's millions and millions of transactions every month. But what happens is every time there's a KIN transaction on the blockchain, it brings it in and has a look at it. And it looks at that unique identifier and it tells us where did this transaction come from? What direction was it going? For example, was it going from the developer's wallet to the user, that user was earning KIN? Or was it coming from the user to the developer? Was that user spending KIN in their app? Or it could be coming user to user, like a peer-to-peer transaction inside the app. This type of data that we collect helps us calculate that rewards engine. It helps us understand the consumer growth behind KIN. So we've jumped in the deep end, and I've talked a little bit about the model and our key value proposition for the developers and being that alternative model just with the rewards engine and giving them the technical means to do it. But I thought now I would show you some of the apps. I wondered if anyone had any guesses first on any types of apps we might have that would be useful for this kind of model. There's no right or wrong answers. Shopping. Good one. We do have marketplaces. Gaming, that's another good one. Any others?
Search engine.
Search.
Play to earn.
What's that, sorry?
Play to earn.
Play to earn, then we've got plenty of apps. That's most of the model. Tipping, that's a key use case. What about makeup? Beauty. So let's talk about this app, Perfect 365. This is the largest app in the KIN economy at the moment. And uniquely, what it is they say it's the most popular virtual reality app in the world for makeup. What happens is you can go on there and you can try on different makeup looks. But how does it work with KIN? Well, users earn KIN for engaging with branded content. They earn KIN tokens for being loyal and logging into the app. And uniquely what happens for those users is they save up the KIN tokens. And Perfect 365 offers a marketplace where they can go in and then spend those KIN tokens on makeup products. This is an example of that model at work for users. They're rewarded for their efforts and their contributions and their engagement inside the app. But I did talk about the rewards engine, and uniquely this, the platform owner, Perfect 365, in the time they've been with us a while, they have earned more than 80 billion KIN from the KIN rewards engine. It's a bit tricky for me to put a dollar value on that, but I'm going to try it. It's because to get an accurate number, we'd have to go back and track every week they receive their weekly reward and what it was valued at the time. But it's safe to say, even in the current market conditions, that's worth multi-million US dollars. And it demonstrates this model at work. They created a great experience, the users got something out of it, they were rewarded with their time, and the developer earned their own revenue stream. Let's take a look at another one. Peerbet. What is it? This app is made by a couple of guys in the UK. They came from the KIN community. And what happens on their app is you can make predictions against your friends in peer-to-peer transactions. You also earn KIN tokens for keeping your KIN inside their app, keeping your KIN within their app economy rather than taking it out. What can I tell you about this? Interestingly, when you look at the data around the app, they have more than 20 billion KIN circulating around their economy. And that is an incredible effort for an app. It's not made by a large gaming studio. It's not made by a sophisticated institution. It's made by a couple of guys who wanted to monetize an idea based on these principles. Let's have a look at another one. Creatures. So what is this one? It's NFT related, which is why I was thinking it was be interesting for here. Because NFTs and KIN, they're not mutually exclusive things, they're directly compatible together. In Creatures, what happens is the creatures are all NFTs, they're little monsters, and it's a web-based platform. And you get your own creature and you can train it up. You train it up and then you take it to battle against the other NFT holders. Now, of course, they do the same thing. You earn kin tokens for your engagement, for engaging with the app. You earn kin tokens for keeping your NFT in the web game. But it's an example as well of the compatibility of this model with other forms of cryptographic tokens. A couple more. While I was here, I did want to share the love for some Australian projects. And I chose this one, but it's not released yet, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway because it's interesting. This one's being developed in Western Australia. Actually, most of the Australian kin projects are being developed in Western Australia. I don't think we have any being developed in Sydney, sadly. But interestingly, I'll tell you about this, which is in their model, what will happen is students and teachers, they transact to buy language learning courses from each other in kin. Well, what's so special about that? What is special about that? It's this. It's that the teachers, they receive 100% of the tuition fee. So whatever the amount agreed for the lesson, they get 100% of it. Why is that special? It's because, it's because in a Web 2 platform, that model is very rarely possible. Web 2 platforms always take a cut or they charge a fee. But it's possible in this model because they can facilitate that exchange of value between student and teacher, but they rely themselves on the revenue from the kin rewards engine for themselves. Got one more. This one is called Code, and it's a wallet, and it's being kept quite secretive at the moment, but it's worth mentioning. It's being created by the team behind Kick Messenger, and you may remember, if you think back, Kick Messenger was a very popular messaging app in Australia before WhatsApp. Why this matters is because what they say, what they're claiming, is they have turned the concept of a crypto wallet on its head, and they have built a killer app for crypto that you could finally show your friends, you could show your mum, and it would all make sense. The interesting thing though is why I've mentioned it tonight is they intend to roll out this new app very shortly on a country by country basis, based on which countries are highest up the wait list. But looking at this morning, Australia had 30 sign-ups. So if you think these guys are onto something, you know, with their previous experience, it's not going to be in Australia anytime soon unless you get yourself on that wait list. If everyone in the room goes on getcode.com and puts their email address down, we might be in with a shot. Okay, well I've shown you a few examples, so now I'm going to talk about the challenges of building kin. Kin is a work in progress, it's a 5-year journey so far, there's still more to do, so I'm just going to look at this as well, so I can tell you about it. So firstly, what are some of the challenges? Unlocking engaging use cases. So critical to Kin's mission is actually being able to develop an app that people want to use the cryptocurrency in it. And developers over time with us, they have innovated. They've innovated and they keep working on it and they're getting good. They are getting good, but it's a challenge because I mentioned that the third way that people build value in kin is building that value of the network.